straight into it.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
I wonder if there's speedruns of this game.
Probably.
I wonder how they work. I wouldn't know, because
I lived here until I was 11,
haven't played this.
but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Where?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Wow.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Who needs words?
Well, you
It's
gotta
one of those
know
games.
the words.
In her will, my mother left me a
What?
key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought
One
I'd
of
know.
what games?
One of those games.
She thought the mystery would be enough to bring
What,
me
where
back.
you can see yourself?
Yes. Man, I didn't even touch you.
This game's art is very pretty.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
People drive here? Oh wait, hoofprints. It might just be the wildlife.
The
I
truth
didn't know
is,
wildlife could drive.
even after I inherited the house, I never thought
Okay.
I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
House know things.
What do you mean? Very livable.
Oh, is that what they meant by...
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Why are you dreaming about a house? If I go this way, this is the way I'm supposed to go. If it's not, then yay. Virgil only... No.
Yes, Virgil lives here.
I think that can is floating.
It's just special.
Oh, I can also zoom in by right-clicking.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were.
I'm not 17.
I was afraid of the house.
I must sit. This is not Game of the Year, I can't sit.
Yeah.
Or play with the wind chimes. What?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
What? Why is that?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Why is there a tennis ball hanging from the ceiling?
They got tired of being thrown against the wall.
For the
Fish,
first
huh?
time in years, I felt like I was home.
Bro, Cleo! What the... What? Why are there just 97 books just... Oh, there's more.
My room.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Yeah, nothing in the house looks abnormal, but the entire outside of the house looks abnormal. Fucking...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Barbara.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Collector. Granny chair!
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
The fuck? God damn, these people are book lovers. There are books everywhere.
That's what my house is
After
gonna
Milton
look like.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Don't get me wrong, I fucking love reading, but
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
don't get me wrong, I fucking love reading.
I think my mom
But-
sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I don't think even I care enough about all the books I read to have this many.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What?
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Surely that would be discovered.
Well, it was locked.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Yeah, I can definitely see the ceiling. Why are rooms sealed? There we are.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh no. Eat the fucking gerbil. Oh. Dress. Nightgown, most likely.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Fish.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Crazy. What child considers eating their pet fish? A demented one.
Are all children not demented?
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Bro, who locked their child in a room like this, man?
It is kind of mean, to say the least.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh. That's not something you just eat.
Yeah.
Isn't holly like poisonous?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Hey, need a drink? You
That's
seem.
not okay.
Hey, she
Then I
considered
heard
eating the
chirping
fucking
outside my
fish.
window.
Okay,
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
please tell me you're not gonna eat the bird
I
too.
reached out for her. And suddenly, I
Huh?
was a cat.
Jump off the edge.
No.
Oh. Pounce. Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I'm curious if this is imagination or if this is the kind of game where there's something more
Mom
going
and
on.
Dad didn't even look at me.
Because I don't know a thing about this game.
I played it, but like hell if I'm gonna say anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'd prefer if you didn't. Because this is
Yeah.
interesting so far.
I quite enjoy it. I like this game a lot.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
This is very much one of those, like, you play it once
Now
and you're
I was
done,
up
but
in a
it's very
big
good.
tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I
Fucking
gobbled her up,
demented child.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Yoink!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I
Demented
didn't
fucking
chew
child.
one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Either demented or supernatural. And I don't know which it is.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Shark in the tree.
Shark in the
Tree
tree.
shark. Bro, this picture looks like Blowhigh.
Blow high.
Can't believe I'm playing as Blowhigh right now. This is weird.
Did you know trans people can turn into sharks at will?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
What the fuck, man?
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh my god, please tell me. You didn't tell me this shit was a horror game.
It's really not.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. to stop, but also I didn't.
You're going backwards.
Yeah.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Yeah. This
I slithered
this
onto
kid
the
is
sink,
definitely
and the
not
good
stable.
smell went into an old pipe.
Cause like in her room, she was dissecting a starfish, cut off its arm. It's kind I assume she was experimenting whether this arm would grow back. I just came out of the toilet.
I got closer and closer.
We.
Not being able to move the camera like around messes with me. I want mouse to move the camera, but no.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
The fuck?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Yeah, I figured. Saw the name Edie, was like, that seems like a nickname for Edith.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Walter.
Walter. Put your DS away, Walter.
Lewis, Milton, Edith. Why is Milton's sideways? It's the only one that is. And Walter's is slightly lopsided, but Milton's is the only one that's sideways.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin. Mysteries of Death and Thereafter. So there was a writer in the family.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Ingeborga.
On January 7th,
There we go.
1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
No.
Can you imagine just, like, bringing your entire house with you to America on a
But
boat?
40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yeah, she was not in great health.
Well, yeah, she was...
Even in her 90s, Sometimes Edie seemed a lot
Old,
younger than my
I think.
mother.
He's... yeah. This
This is
fucking
the
room.
scariest thing in
The
the
only trace
entire
Grandpa
game.
Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Was Virgil doing in the... I mean, obviously I can figure out why exactly that's in there, but...
That's a really funny drawing idea
It was
of
a
literally
pretty
just
big
Virgil,
trace.
fully clothed, spitting in the chair in the shower.
There's a secret in this bathroom. Well, that's inconspicuous. I'm sure there's absolutely nothing hiding in here.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
No way, there was a secret here!
Whoa! Insert the Battle Block theater song.
Sven gave Sam an old camera
I'm
he'd
putting that in
refurbished. He never put it down.
Oh, this one, yeah, this is the camera room. A dark room, a red room, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Fort Calvin. Okay, so this was a shared room. The split was down the middle. Calvin and Sam. Damn, it's even two different colors. That's dedication.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
2011.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Man, even the bathroom?
I don't know where to go. I didn't see him where else.
I think there's more stuff to do in Sam and Calvin's room.
I saw nothing, man.
Yeah, I believe there's like another secret exit.
I know. I thought surely I had to go back because other times the way back was locked off once. Oh, yeah, there we are. Garage door bookshelves, huh?
Garage door.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
That one's a shortcut, I believe.
Barbara's room. Yeah, I've been seeing that
Edie's
before.
father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
She was a movie star, one was a writer, one was big carpenter guy or something. Some creative mind. Something. He built shit. Red carpet.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Seattle Ballet Company. I'm too short. This is not lore accurate.
The 5'11"
I never
experience.
thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But
That's
in a lucky prank,
rude.
she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
You got the hand. Because I'm actually supposed to...
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
You even have Halloween playing.
Scratch and imagine the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
What demented fuck
I
does
don't know.
this?
I never understood what that was. me when I couldn't think of a joke. I'm sorry.
It's still.
Man, I guess I'm really just... I can't look away. I'm enraptured by this fridge. Oh dear.
Oh, great heavens.
Deserved.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
Deserved.
She threw him out.
We hate Rick here.
But she kept a
Deserved.
little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh hell yeah. Real combat,
Even
let's
up
go.
there.
Real combat. Yeah. Tell your family who beat you. I'll come for them next. What? Evil.
Why are you just killing everything? Are you so starved of combat? Was that a skeleton?
Oh, editor me, you know what to do. Nah. always a red moya in there.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
She played her part beautifully. She thought about obeying Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly just grow.
Kisses?
Wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Jump up! Oh, I can't jump. I can't jump it.
Dang.
Damn.
Cowboy bummer, dude.
You know what to do.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was ding dong.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she whispered. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
That's fucked.
It was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
fucking makes such... Man. The guy who wrote that's messed up.
Yeah.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Smoking. Seattle Starlets. Greek Tales. Yeah. That's sealed. How did I get in here again?
Through the chest, I think?
Yes.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box, I
notice this
never
before,
found
but
the
yeah.
basement key.
Table saw.
Yep.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Designs for a slide.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
I love being able to see anything.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Oh, I see. We have a full
If
last
there's a
doomsday
pattern in
shelter
all
down
these
here.
stories,
Tasty beans.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Guy had fucking
Walter died when I
minutes.
was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Wow. It's such a beautiful day outside.
Limbo Ultra Kill.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Okay. Yeah, how about you go in there? No.
Brain malfunction.
I was holding W, and then that didn't work, so I pressed S, but it had seemed like she started moving back after I had been pressing W, so that time
But if she
when I
never
tried
told
again,
me about an uncle under the house,
so that time when I tried it again, I tried S, but no, it turns out S is what made me get off the first time.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
I'm sure that smells lovely.
Yeah.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Huh? I don't know who she's talking to.
And the history you're a part of.
It started with the maybe two.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Well, people believe in these stories for themselves is like, that's one of the most important things. While they could be fabrications maybe, or...
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I mean, clearly something's going on. Like everyone's dying. So like even if they have these stories, something still needs to be checked out because an entire family line.
We've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
An entire family line just dying, just like prematurely. It's not.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Something is off.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Damn.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Christ, let's see. We have Christopher, Shadow, Bob, Oliver, Shatsy, Bailey, Zerpy, Lurpy, Zoe, Coco, Furby, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr., Lucy, Charlie, Tucker.
And then there's more in the back that don't even have things on them.
Mm-hmm.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Maybe this was the ones in the back were the earliest ones.
Maybe.
Yep. 10 years old. Cat with wings. 11 years old. Wanted to go to the moon. 49 no, 51 years old. No. Yeah, it's 49. I swear I can math. Builder.
I don't blame you, man.
Pubnit. FDEC.
I don't think they're trying to spell out anything.
I mean, the first two lines are actual words, which is what messes me up. '93. He stayed down there a long fucking time.
30 years.
Yeah, and he's 53, which... Yeah, hermit. So were you the... No. There was another author. But maybe you were
Odin.
just...
Odin was also the author, but he was
Yeah.
the guy who built the original house.
No, Sven built. Odin...
No, Sven built the main one. Odin built like the original one that's out at sea.
So why? I'm sure we'll find out eventually why you're this. Maybe it's because you documented things. She seemed to be the one
I'm
who
sure
painted
Odin's
the...
monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Yeah. She painted those pictures on the wood. She had the memorials.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
So that's what that is.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
You cannot cowabunga now.
Maybe if I just throw my camera enough, I might be able to do it.
Stop trying to kill the narrator.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Gregory. Damn. 1 year.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
America! Fuck yeah!
He was the guy that went and got enlisted when he was 18.
Yeah, 33.
I never actually found the one for Gus. That was the only one that I missed when I played this game. I didn't even know you could miss things.
13.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I.
And is there any way to go fucking back if you miss?
I think I don't know. There's nothing that says you can't do multiple playthroughs.
I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay Kumar. Lewis Finch. I haven't learned yet anything about Lewis.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along.
I didn't
for
see
me to
a
come back someday
grave for Dawn
and
yet.
find everything out for myself.
Dawn is, the mother, I believe.
I know.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Oh crap, I realized she's pregnant at 17.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought this wasn't exactly an entirely normal depiction of... Yeah. Pregnant. That's
I
what
never
I...
met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and
When
my
I
mom
first
had a lot
got-
in common.
Maybe 2, and then like started talking to you. Like I was like, is she pregnant?
They were both pretty intense.
Yeah, pregnant at 17. That was not great. Oh. He was a Marine, huh? I'm assuming that's the brother who wanted to go to the moon. Maybe. Or maybe that's before the time. Because, like, I'd expect he would not
Sam
super,
spent
like...
his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I'd expect it would not be super fun being on a swing with what happened to his brother.
Yeah.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Look a little away again.
Smile, Dawn. Okay,
There we are.
got it.
No more flash on the...
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Bird.
Bird.
Bird is much more interested.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you. focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced, whenever you're ready. Great shot, Dawn!
I don't like that.
Yeah. The blurry face is pretty funny.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, okay. Oh. Nice.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I need to find Edie's. I feel like I missed it.
Edie's is until the very end, I believe.
Okay. Because like all the others were like kind of half going along the line. So like, oh wait, hold on. Okay. No, wait. For the most part, it's actually following sort of chronological order.
Oh wait, no, Dawn did die.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For the most part, it's following sort of chronological. Like, Walter was a little out of order, but everyone else was, like, almost in line.
Well, Walter's happened after Barbara did. But, well, I guess it makes the most sense for that specifically because, like, he didn't die in terms of chronological order, but, like, his story happens in chronological order after Barbara's. If that makes any sense, I guess. I don't know.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Silly car. Okay. Or I guess you can go back out.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
There it is. Gregory, the 1-year-old. Okay.
I did this like 3 times, dude.
I just wanted to read the thing, but like, she's like bringing the thing up, and I don't. Filed 29 days. To Finch. K. Carlisle. Hold on. I've only just realized that, like, Discord stopped.
Yeah, because streamer mode from OBS.
No. That's exactly what I'm saying. It didn't go stream mode because of OBS.
Oh.
Even though the automatically enable / disable is on.
Weird.
Yeah. I feel like it might have something to do with the fact that OBS is now suddenly taking... It's suddenly being detected by Discord. Let's see.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
It's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish you could have told us. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
So weird. That is not a baby. I'm sorry, but that is not a. That is a demon. Man, who traded my child out for a fucking demon?
I mean, children are close enough to demons already.
True, true.
My mom moved up to the loft
As a
after her
child
brothers
myself, I
died.
can confirm it.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Okay, so here we have Dawn's room.
I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Ten ways to teach critical thinking. Religion class, huh? Went to a Christian school. No, sure there has to be more up there, right?
I don't think there's anything else up there, if I remember correctly. There's something else you have to do over here.
My mom ever writing poetry and
Guess.
yet
It was right there and I missed it. I'm gonna friggin' explode.
A poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
learned.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh. There was this food.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Woo! Thunder and the lightning.
Can you believe it, Darty? There was a storm approaching.
I can't believe Virgil is canon in multiple ways here. Do you wish that? What am I missing? There. Is that what I'm missing?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Damn.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
So that doesn't explain what exactly happened.
Wind picked up, blew the tent, and it killed him.
She never talked
But
about him, but Mom told me once.
supposedly
if I
everyone was
a
in
boy,
the
They
tent.
were going to name me Gus.
Okay, so I'm only missing 2, and then Edie.
Lewis, Milton, Dawn, and Edie.
I swear I can count. Because I said 2, and then I remembered Edie was a thing.
The person you were asking about originally.
Yes.
You know, there's nothing else in this room, I believe. There's a way out, though.
New way out, I presume?
Yeah. Do I remember what it was? Absolutely not, but...
Lights for each of them. Damn, they got an emergency evac plan.
Well, I mean, in this house? There's nothing else up, I believe. Wait.
Religion was another thing my mom
was more
never
stuff up
talked
here.
about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Never mind, I'm stupid.
Yeah, I didn't see really anywhere else.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Brother moved, got a job, and fucked.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Seems Milton didn't really participate in the gardening thing, but both of them took it pretty seriously. Well, maybe you a little less. But it looks like she maybe tried to begin with, but fell out of it. But Lewis stayed in.
We love Lewis here.
I know
And also Milton, and also Edie. They're all really cool.
I know nothing about them.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
I mean, I guess I kind of know a little about Edie, and she's respectable. No way Virgil is here too. Virgil is everywhere.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Yes, I can read that. And that.
Me when my eyes zone out?
Those definitely don't just look like QR codes or anything. Because they're so tiny.
You're not wrong.
I'm curious what the myth, the curse, the history, and all that is. Seven Ways. A 400-page book. More religion.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Are these people stupid?
Yeah. They live in the friggin' burrow, I swear to God.
Like, all this was very, very, very clearly just added on. Which means they were just like, haha, what if? What if we stacked this tire, stacked this higher, and made it into the fucking neighbor's house from Hello Neighbor?
You're not wrong.
Like,
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
that's a kid who has way too much ego.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So Milton disappeared.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Here's his doorway that he drew about.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Cursed house.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Yahoo! Oh, I can go even more? This seems like it has significance. This pathway being broken. I genuinely just had to check if a airplane I was hearing was in the game or outside. What am I missing here? Don't seem to have anywhere. That's what I'm missing.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
San Juan Ale. Luckily, no, go back! I just want to explore, not move down through a slow cutscene every 2 minutes.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Surprisingly bad. Why is that surprising? Locker contents. Pill bottle. Cannery hat. And some a letter for Dawn. Was there an accident in the cannery?
This one.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Yeah.
Newly sober,
He had a
I
poster in his
believe
room that
Lewis
said
first
legalize
noticed the
marijuana.
monotony of his daily life.
I did see that.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
His mind began to...
wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
What is... Oh. That's cool.
And things
I think that might be a dragon. I wonder why I might think it cool.
He knew it was all in his head.
Fish!
Fish.
It's cool that
He took it very seriously.
it went with my fish shopping.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
So, oh, nothing's over there.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
This,
Like a
this
whole
is
new
surprisingly
Lewis.
easy. Multitasking this.
So I let him go on.
Which means, like, this is actually pretty perfectly done. It's a monotonous enough task that it's something you can essentially pay
Even
attention to something else while it's still doing it.
It seemed very promising.
This friggin' story in particular, God.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Dog.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. Conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
This is less monotonous, because it doesn't control as easy.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
That's... I wonder if there was any way you could see that.
In Lewisburg,
See
he heard
that.
rumors of a
Beautiful prince and handsome queen.
handsome queen.
I made Lewis gay. I had to do it.
I feel like both could be understood as the other, considering the terminology used.
The queen was on her own quest for
You already know.
Gee, I wonder.
sinister serpents.
Jordan, did you have the same options for your path, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same.
Yeah. I assume you went rainbows for the gay.
I had to make them search for the
Followed
gay, yeah.
the sound of her
Electric sitar.
electric sitar.
Okay. No, go back. Go. Can't. Please don't make me go back.
I don't think you can.
No.
His chase
What is
led
going
him to a
on?
golden palace east of the salmon.
You didn't put one of the fishes in the thing correctly, so it got stuck.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Fish.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Good God.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
The zebra socks. I never noticed the zebra socks. He has the drip.
Rainbow glory. Eggshell enamel. Hey, I can't zoom in. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Those are cool designs, but like... Boo. Don't, please.
We began to forget the world we know.
Don't agree with that poster. No. No.
I think it pained him to
It may
remember
look
Lewis,
cool,
the
but
cannery worker.
even I don't want it. Man, oh, what the why is there just piles? Please tell me this was
He
not
began
all
to despise
Lewis.
the man with a royal contempt.
Holy sh...
I still thought I could save him. even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Cat?
His queen waited, holding his crown.
I swear to God, I thought that was a Virgil chair for a second.
That is a tiara.
There was only one thing left to do.
Gee.
Bend down his head.
Gee, I wonder. Wow. I wonder what's going on.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch's son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's fucking crazy.
You know, I was already crying up to that part when I was playing this game by myself at 10 o'clock in the night. Cool. That did not help.
I wish you could have met him.
Just Dawn E left. I am curious how this would end if like you didn't do if like you did the least you could.
Funeral. My mom told
Like
me
I don't know exactly what the entire point of this is.
Before we left to tell Edie.
But
I'm not sure if she wanted
depending
to
on
make
what it is, it could be quite an interesting thing if like you miss some of the stories.
Well, I missed Gus, so
yeah.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
There's no like multiple endings or anything, though.
Yeah, and I'm sure telling me the purpose might screw with everything. And besides, it seems like I'm approaching the end anyway.
Leaving everything behind.
Yeah, you're pretty close. It's like a 2 to 3 hour long game.
Yeah, I'm 137
what happened that
minutes
night
right now.
Coming for a long time.
I think my final time was 180 minutes.
On Steam, I believe it showed. $110 minutes, it says.
Oh.
I've been kind of fucking around a little bit and actually looking out at things.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
You know, I friggin' spent so much time in this game literally just, like, taking in the scenery and stuff.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
great-grandmother was drinking alcohol with some of the medications. Not a great idea.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
I didn't miss Dawn, did I?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's
I don't believe so.
time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Those words.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Yeah.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I'm a little confused.
Hmm?
Okay, so... Dawn just got sick and died.
Yep.
But Edie is unclear. Was it the cause of the alcohol and medication?
Most like not it's not always like explicitly said. Some things you kind of have to like make inferences of. For example, Molly probably ate like the holly berries and then got poisons and started hallucinating.
Okay, so I did get all stories because I got an achievement for getting all stories. So
Yeah, I think Dawn should just like get as the ends.
Now I wonder what happened. Did Edith die of complications in birth?
I imagine she died giving birth. That's mostly what it implies, but it could be other things. Because, like, she said that all she wanted was to see the kid, but she didn't get to.
Yeah, so it seems whatever happened, she knew. By the end of it, she knew she wasn't going to.
Yeah.
What the fuck exactly happened to Barbara, though? So, cause like the whole monster thing at the very end just complicated things. Like, did she just die
at
of?
the end of the graphic novel that the police blamed Rick for the incidents. But he vanished, so it's not really known, and that's... The fact that it wasn't known was why Walter got so scared.
The main question I have is, was this entire family just unfortunate? Is that, or was there actually just some fucking, whether it's fucking real or entirely in all their heads from everything that was said, was there actually some kind of curse?
I don't think so. As far as I'm aware, there's not anything like supernatural or anything in the story. It's a good story, though. I really liked it.
Replay story option now available. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's good. I like that.
Yep, it's a pretty good game. You can tell it had a lot of effort behind it.
Yeah. See, it's actually kind of nice that they just left things open-ended. Because sometimes leaving things to inference is one of the best narrative things you can do.
Yeah, I really like it when games have you try to figure out the story for yourself, because it makes like, oh, that's really cool when you do think of stuff.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can have some little detail wrong that changes it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that makes me wonder is, Gregory, did he accidentally hit the thing?
What probably happened was he accidentally turned back the tub on and then drowned. Because Dawn closed the the door to the shower, and then you could see the plug fall back in after the water had drains.
It was K though, but yeah.
Oh yeah, K. I don't know, my brain hurts. That's what happens whenever I see this game.
Yeah, it didn't seem to have the same effect on me as it did on you.
Well, to be fair,
definitely
I was playing it at a very emotional time. At like midnights.
Gotcha.
And played through like the entire thing in one sitting after not having like remembered it existed. And granted, I was also just on my own.
It was full of sad stories. Like I can't disagree. But I kind of wish it had the same effect as it did on you. I do really, really love like feeling something to a point where I would start crying. Like that's when you know you've done it right. I mean,
Well, music
clearly
already makes me really emotional, and this game has a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, clearly
So
they
like that
did
alone,
do
during
something
like
right
the
considering it got you.
specifically the graveyard and then the lake scene was like where I just friggin' broke down.
parts where I'm the part where I mainly noticed the music was Milton's room.
Yeah. There was a friggin' thing where, like, oh, hey, most of the songs on Spotify have, like, 260 or, like, 200,000 plays, and then Milton's had 5 million, despite it being less than a minute. And then just the bass theme, Edith's theme, also had 2 million.
In any case, that was fun. I'll probably just upload the whole thing unedited.
Dang.
Good game. I think that was worth $5.